going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. Once again, title is not clickbait. We really do have the shoe in hand today, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2019 Air Jordan Bred 11. We got a lot of things to talk about today. Obviously, we're taking a look at one of the most iconic sneakers of all time, and it's coming back in 2019 just in time for the Christmas holiday, currently rumored to release around December the 17th. So the way we're gonna do this is first we're gonna take a look at the shoe. Then we're gonna talk about its impact. Then I'm gonna talk about exactly what I think is gonna happen around December and how you may not wanna sleep on these. Starting with the upper of the shoe. Again, classic design, very classic silhouette. You can never go wrong with the Air Jordan 11 for so many different reasons. All black upper, traditional Bred 11 color blocking here. Of course, you have that beautiful patent leather rand going all around the sneaker. And in typical Jordan 11 fashion that we've seen with the last few Jordan 11 releases, this one has a little higher leather cut with those widow's peaks, those little triangles here, right there on the leather on both the lateral, medial, and toe box of the shoe. You can probably see that widow's peaking right about there, a little bit better on the toe box of the shoe as well. Of course, you see the beautiful Cordura nylon or Cordura mesh. Some of you guys call it ballistic mesh upper of the shoe, giving you amazing maneuverability, flexibility, and elasticity of this shoe. Got that iconic red stitched Jumpman on the lateral side of the sneaker. Classic white midsole, true white, not a sail color or any other variation of white, but a true white midsole. Taking a look at the upper of the shoe, the first thing that you notice that may be more true to its OG variation is the fact that you can kind of see this white outline going down and around on the upper portion of the patent leather cut. We really haven't seen this exposed leather that gives it that white look really ever since the OG version. All the other versions have had a more glossed over black look all the way around. Of course, you have the classic third spacing Jumpman Jordan tag with the red Jumpman right in the middle of it. Second nod to the OG variation of the sneaker is the fact that we get a different version of the carbon fiber shank plate. The carbon fiber of the 2019 version of the Bred 11 features a really light, almost white looking carbon fiber shank plate, as opposed to the gray, more silver looking carbon fiber that we've seen on the last three releases. I don't know why everybody does that, but I guess they just want to, for the carbon fiber. Moving down to the outsole of this shoe, you get a translucent red rubber outsole on this sneaker here. Not only was the red translucent rubber used for better traction on the shoe, but it also allows you to see the inner workings of that carbon fiber shank plate underneath. Typical Jordan 11 outsole here, you got the two pods at the top, one pod at the bottom. You have the black heel traction pattern here, and then up here at the top of the foot here, by the ball of the foot, you have the black traction pattern. Moving around to the heel of the shoe, you'll notice this year on the 2019 version of the Bred 11 that the 2-3 is actually a little bit stretched out, which is more reminiscent of the OG version. Now, in previous versions of the Bred 11, the 2-3 was actually a little bit narrower and maybe a little bit taller on the heel of the shoe, but this year, again in OG form, we're gonna get a little more stretched out version of that 2-3. And of course, on the left shoe, the Jumpman is facing the opposite direction. Really nice padding inside of the collar of the shoe for the 2019 Bred 11, as well as the tongue of the shoe. Trademark Jordan 11 tag on the back of the tongue. Quality basketball products inspired by the greatest player ever. You guys probably have that memorized by now with that red Jumpman right in the middle. Now, while we take a look at the insole of the shoe, there's actually a couple of legit checks that I'm going to show you guys as well, because I've seen a couple of fakes already floating around here, and I want to make sure that you guys are looking at the real deal. First things first, on the insole here, you get a black insole with white Nike Air OG branding on the heel. Now, what I've seen in a lot of replicas is, for whatever reason, the Nike Air branding on the heel is red. If it's red, it's not the real deal. Now, on the back of the insole here, you'll notice that there's a little blue ink here, which is actually rubbed off from the stamp inside of the floor of the shoe. If you don't see that stamp from quality control, you might be dealing with a shoe that's not the real deal. Hopefully you guys can see in the floor of the shoe, you can see that blue ink that's actually stamped on there in the inside of the shoe as well. While we're talking about inside of the shoe, I also noticed that there are some replica pairs out there that have white stitching inside of the shoe as well. Now, on the real pairs, it's going to be black stitching. So be on the lookout when you're taking a look at these pairs or someone is trying to sell their pair to you. And because I know you guys want to see every nook and cranny of the shoe, this is the new 2019 size tag that's going to be on these Bred 11s. And because I know you guys are going to ask me in the comments, the production dates on this pair say April 16th, 2019 to May 31st of 2019. Please keep in mind that production dates can vary depending depending on the pair of shoes that you have, depending on the size or the type of shoe that you have as well. But y'all are gonna call these fake anyway, so let's move on. Now let's talk a little bit about the history of the sneaker and what makes it so iconic. First of all, this is the 5th release and the 4th retro of the Bred 11. Now, I'll be real with you guys, I was late to the game, so the only other pair of Bred 11s that I had was the 2012 version, which I was really disappointed in the packaging of the 2012 version, because remember when we just got that basic black Jordan box with the big white Jumpman on the top and we didn't get a slide out drawer box? To me, that was trash, and they just threw that red 11 plastic inside of it as well and just expected us to go about our business and be happy. We did, because Bred 11s, but at the end of the day, I think everybody wanted that pull-out drawer box. I'm hoping that this year we also get the pull-out drawer box for these. But while you guys are watching this, sound off down in the comments below. Let me know which version of the Bred 11s are currently in you guys' collections. Are you an OG and you got the 96s, you got the 01s, you got the 08 CDP pack, or the 2012 version? The crazy thing about this shoe is that it grew in popularity year after year after year when it released. Now, to me, I actually want the CDP pack version, because of all of those countdown packs that used to come out back in the day, I really think that these with those Taxi 12s were probably the most coveted ones out of all of them. You guys remember that Pantone blue pack, and it had those really nice Pantone blue Jordan 11s with those trash, what were they, Jordan 22s or 23s, whatever they were? Ugh. Terrible pack. But again, the shoe became iconic for many, many reasons. Number one was Michael Jordan wearing them to win his first championship in 1996 when he came back from his retirement. It was also the first championship that he had won since the untimely and tragic passing of his father. Remember, he also won that championship on Father's Day, and so it was really a great way to honor his father, and he did it wearing these. So there's forever a special place in the heart of the OG sneaker history heads when it comes to the Bred 11. Now, of course, it's a popular shoe because it just looks nice. It's a really, really good looking shoe. The Bred 11 is the shoe that your non-sneaker heads that really aren't into sneakers, that have one pair in their collections, normally this is a shoe that they have in that collection, and normally they call it those black and red Jordans. Both men and women that may not really be into sneakers still just love the way that this look. It's easy colors that you can match up with anything in your wardrobe. It's an amazing sneaker to wear. It's a fashion statement. The patent leather catches everybody's eye. The form and functionality is just incredible. A lot of people call it the perfect sneaker, besides the Air Jordan 1, which of course in the black and red color. Now for the hoopers, this shoe is iconic as well, because again, this was really the cheat code when Tinker designed this shoe for Michael Jordan. Tinker spent hours watching film of Michael Jordan and really tweaked this shoe to perform and react to his game in the best way possible to give him a competitive advantage over all of his opponents. So everything from putting in the ballistic mesh to making the shoe lighter but yet keeping its durability. The patent leather was not just a fashion statement, but it was also used to reinforce the sneaker because Michael was having problems busting through his sneakers and breaking his sneakers. Think of him as the early 90s Zion Williamson. The carbon fiber was added to the shoe in lieu of plastic shank plates that were in most basketball sneakers at that time to make it stronger and lighter and faster. So the carbon fiber actually has the ability to spring and react to Michael Jordan's quick movements and quick directions on the basketball court. So these are an amazing shoe to hoop in. And when you have a shoe that the OGs love, that are into their history, that the hoopers love, that are into function over fashion, and the casual wearer loves, that are into fashion over function, that's the trifecta right there. There was an early rumor that came out that they were making 2.1 million pairs of this sneaker. I don't see that happening, but I will tell you guys this. From what I know and from what I've heard so far, there are going to be more pairs of these, considerably more pairs of these than there were of the Concord 11 that released previously. Now, if you guys remember, the most recent Concord Jordan 11 release was the biggest sneaker release in the history of Nike and Jordan brand, selling somewhere between 1 and 1.1 million pairs of that shoe. An easy $30 million day for Nike and Jordan brand. But honestly, the Bred 11 has a lot more demand on it than the Concord 11. So I'll be honest with you guys, they could probably drop 2 million pairs and still sell out. So like I said previously, I wouldn't sleep on these if I were you. Yes, there's gonna be a lot of pairs. Yes, they're gonna be probably in every sneaker store you could possibly imagine. And guess what? The OGs are gonna come through and they're gonna triple up on this sneaker because it might be another 7 years before we get it again. You don't wanna sleep on these, I guarantee you that. But with all that said, that pretty much breaks down the 2019 Air Jordan Bred 11. Now, it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this sneaker here. Is this gonna be one that's on your must cop list? Do you have an old pair, an old dusty pair that you need to go and replace, or is this going to be your first time copping these? Or Are you going to avoid the madness and just skip these altogether? Also want to remind you guys to be really careful when this sneaker comes out, because the big hyped up releases always bring the savages out, and it always brings about a lot of violence. Y'all, please be careful when you're buying these sneakers, or just buy them online and keep yourself totally safe. Of course, while you're down in the comments, make sure that you click on that little subscribe button down there. We would love to welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you, as crazy as these are, I got a lot more heat on the way. If you'd like to see an on-foot video of the Bred 11 2019, go ahead and click a like on this video as well. That'll let me know that you guys really want to see that, and maybe we'll put something together for you soon. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Air Jordan Bred 11 for 2019. And before I go, SneakerPhetish just tweeted out today that there's an Air Jordan 1 that's coming out that pictures have already released, and it's been a confirmed drop. I can't think of what shoe that might be, but I think it's one that you guys told me was a fake. In any event, until next time, I'm out.